Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
After years of litigation, Highland Park's mayor says there is no other choice.
I am here to say we will not allow the citizens' houses to be lost to a levee. We will not allow our water to be shut off, which is inhumane.
Tonight, the city is asking the governor to approve municipal bankruptcy, allowing Highland Park to file Chapter 9. The millions of dollars Highland Park owes the Great Lakes Water Authority is about to come due. Glad you're with us tonight at 11. I'm Devin Skillian.
I'm Kimberly Gill. In order to stop a property tax levy 3 times what they pay now, the city is asking the governor to allow it to file for bankruptcy. Mara McDonald is live in Highland Park tonight. And Mara, there's a rather quick ticking time element here.
Kimberly, that's right. It's because the city of Highland Park goes to court with the Great Lakes Water Authority this week, Thursday, in Wayne County Circuit. And the city is concerned enough that that water bill would all of a sudden start to come due and show up on people's property taxes. They say Chapter 9 is the only way to slow the roll here. Take a look. It was the vote nobody on city council wanted to take, but the stakes, according to the mayor and their lawyers, were just too high.
GLEWA is asking to be able to turn off the water. This is in the case. Turn off the water and put a levy on our properties.
It would, by the city's math, increase property taxes threefold. It would not be sustainable. The immediate unpaid bill that's owed is $19 million plus.
Which will make property taxes uncollectible and eliminate the major source of income to cover costs of health, safety, and welfare of the city.
By 3-2, the city voted for Chapter 9. It needs approval from the governor. Tonight, her office is non-committal, saying they've been monitoring and will review, but Highland Park should continue working with GLEWA to iron out the debt. GLEWA, for its part, sent this over to us, which denies an impending water shutoff, calling it untrue and counterproductive. Residents at tonight's meeting were split on what the right move is here.
I am not ready to declare bankruptcy. This is not our debt. This is the state of Michigan's debt.
There are a lot of property owners in here, and there are some that do not own property. Those of us that do would like to keep our homes and avoid having a levy placed upon it.
Back here live, Chapter 9 is still an exceedingly rare thing. We're all just very well acquainted with it simply because the city of Detroit had the largest municipal bankruptcy filing ever in U.S. history. We're live in Highland Park tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Okay, Mara, thank you.
New at 11.
You really hurt us and many others. You took a loving son, husband, father, and grandfather, and a friend away from us forever.
Those are the words of a daughter grieving the loss of a man whose job it was to make everyone feel safe. And that, Daryl Strawder most certainly did. His family, the latest to be impacted by gun violence in the city of Detroit after he was shot and killed on the job Saturday night. Pamela Osborne spoke with his loved ones tonight. She's live tonight in Greektown, and they've got a message to his killer. Pam?
Well, Devin, they are simply sick and tired of all of the violence that's taking place. As you mentioned, Daryl was a security officer or worker. He actually owned his own company and he patrolled a lot of businesses here on Greektown. It was actually there at Athens Liquor where he witnessed a dispute between 2 customers. He intervened, and it was one of the last things he did.
He always been my hero. He always been my #1 soldier, and he always be the boss, and he always been the big dog.
Daryl Strawder was the type of man and father his children looked up to.
Real comforting soul is what he was, you know. No matter the problem, the depth of it, you could always turn to him, you know what I mean? Even if you felt like the world was falling, you know, he would always show you that there's light.
Over the weekend, this family learned of a new depth, a heartache they never saw coming.
And they told me that he passed. It broke my heart because I didn't think the worst.
Saturday night, Daryl, the owner of DNL Security Solutions, was on the job ahead of his shift. He was at the Athens liquor store when two customers got into a dispute over one cutting the line.
To see the video of a man standing calmly on the street with no argument going on, and to see somebody walk up and just shoot him in the chest and kill him. There's just no explanation for it.
The shooting that took Daryl Strawder's life was one of 5 that took place in Greektown over the weekend.
I'm tired of it.
The 33-year-old shooter quickly taken into custody, but not before his actions changed everything.
When you take a life, you don't just take one.
You hurt
everybody that's connected to it, you know?
Yes.
It hurts all of us.
In addition to his children and grandchildren, Daryl leaves behind his wife, Monique. They would have celebrated 20 years of marriage this fall. Now, police, they have been stepping up patrols here in Greektown. We've seen them drive by several times. One officer, in fact, stopping to tell us that he knows Daryl from when he was a teenager, from being down here in Greektown, and that he was a gentle giant, and just is incredibly saddened by this loss, as so many other people are this evening as well. Reporting live in Greektown, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Yeah, Pam, it's insane. It makes no sense at all. Now, in response to the shootings, DPD is increasing staffing to what they refer to as midsummer levels, puts more officers on the street. There is also a curfew in place to keep minors off the street. Chief James White will reveal more safety plans later this week.
A man has been charged with murdering an Ann Arbor community leader last week. Ricky McCain is accused of killing Jude Walton inside of her home. Police say he broke in through the back door, strangled Walton, and tried to sexually assault her. He was seen on a nearby security camera pacing around Walton's home just after midnight last Thursday. McCain has a criminal history, including sexual conduct and assault. He's being held without bond.
A Detroit man facing charges after 4 people are shot over a mistaken food delivery. Prosecutors say 32-year-old Dion Ray Thomas fired shots on Penrod Street last Thursday. They say a food order was mistakenly delivered to the home of a 36-year-old woman. When Thomas confronted the victims, a verbal altercation then escalated. The 4 people hurt included 2 14-year-olds, though it's expected they're going to recover.
He says he feels as if the U.S. government has abandoned him. That's what Paul Whelan reportedly said during a phone conversation with his parents over the weekend.
His composure, his hope, his ability to keep a positive mental state day to day in a Russian labor camp is a little bit rattled. The fact that an American has been detained again by the Kremlin, charged with espionage again, just like what happened in his case, makes him wonder whether the U.S. government is going to be able to bring Paul home.
Paul has been held in a Russian prison since 2018, accused by the Russians of espionage. The State Department has told Paul's family that the U.S. has made a substantial offer to Russia to release him. The defamation trial against Fox News will begin one day later than expected.
Dominion Voting Systems is suing Fox, claiming the network spread false claims that the company rigged the 2020 presidential election. The trial was actually supposed to start today. Last night, the judge pushed it to tomorrow, though no reason was given. Dominion seeking $1.6 billion in damages. Fox, though, continues to deny Dominion's claims.
Clock is ticking.
The clock is ticking to file your taxes on time. Tax deadline is tomorrow. It is a result of the District of Columbia's observation of Emancipation Day today. So the typical April 15th deadline, of course, fell on a weekend. Filers can still request an extension. To do that, you have to use Form 4868. If approved, you would then have until October 16th to submit the full return, but you do still owe whatever your bill tells you you owe.
Important to point
right?
that
Yes,
out, right?
yes, because you can end up paying a pretty nice penalty if you don't go ahead and pay what you owe.
So all right, well, these wild weather swings continue after a summer-like weekend, winter-like conditions. Here we are back at them.
Weird. Kim Adams tracking some snow that's still hanging around, right?
You know, I was just thinking, can we add one more thing? I mean, we've got snow, sleet, taxes are due. You got to pay even if you get an extension. I mean, and it's a Monday. We still have 4 more days to go. But we do have some hope, though, in the future forecast that I'll show you coming up a little later on. But it is still snowing. Now, not much. It looks a little heavier on radar than it's actually getting to the ground. So it's just mainly just light snow and flurries. It's not sticking to anything, of course, as the ground is really warm because we just had a whole week with temperatures at least 20 degrees above normal for this time of year. It is lightly snowing, though, in Milford, Wixom, right along I-96 over to Brighton and Howell. Well, last snow of the season is typically April 7th. The earliest last snow was February 25th. The average is obviously April 7th, but the latest date was May 22nd. Now, that was back in the 1800s, but it's not all that unusual that we do get a little snow around here. If you're headed to the Tigers game tomorrow, we might have a drip or a flake, but it's not going to be as heavy as it was today, but it's going to be windy at the ballpark, and I'll talk more about that coming up in your forecast.